All right, so I didn't tell Summer what happened, so I get this thing from YouTube. Eileen complained about her video, and I guarantee what she did was get like all of her little people on her little blog to go on there and flag the video, claiming I was bullying her. I told them, I said, that video is the result of years of bullying by this woman and her cyber lynch mob. But, and I'm going to tell you, and this is what Stacy's going to say, because you just have to forget about this woman. And if I remove those videos from her blog and she puts new ones up there, well, even then if she does that, honestly, you know, of all the e-collar trainers to pick, it's bizarre that she picks me, but only because I have so much content. But I'm going to tell you why I'm going to give you the exact reason why I'm not going to worry about this woman anymore. And it is dumb. I do apologize, Eileen. I know you're not used to that kind of language, you know, but to say someone's bullying you when you're a bully, I mean, that is kind of, you know, hypocritical. But I'm going to tell you why. And this, because if you want to be a factor, and I've talked about this before, and this is why Ricky called me. If you're going to make a difference, what you've got to do is inspire dog trainers in their 20s and 30s. These are the people you've got to inspire, not women in their 70s with cat eye glasses. I'm not being mean, but those are not the people, unless those people took it upon themselves to change the people, to inspire the people in their 20s and 30s. Even younger than that. We had that one guy that wanted to come here, but he was only 19. He lived with his mom. He was too young, you know. I have a feeling that's my bulldog.
Yeah, he's back. He's like, oh, I did beat.
Yeah, he just shuffles out there. He doesn't really even pick up his feet. They just kind of, could be like little tracks on the floor. You know, but that's what the reality is. And the reality is young dog trainers that want to do this for a living. And we're in more of a culture right now where that is a viable profession. So if you're not inspiring these people, you're not going to make a difference. And obviously you've got to write books and do DVD series and stuff like that, but the people that you are inspiring now are basically picking up the baton and running with it. I mean, Ricky's dream is to be the trainer that I, one day look back and say, I inspired him, But I mean, again, if it's a constantly evolving thing, if you're giving your inspiration to people in their 20s and 30s, obviously they're going to have longer to develop it than, So that's the reality. You've got to, and you've got to write this stuff down. And that's the thing with non-technical training. It doesn't really have any validity anymore, because technical training doesn't work with all dogs. It's, obviously going to be more adapted to, working breeds of dogs. But the problem with that is, all these Aussies and all these things that people want to get for pets, those are working dogs too. And labs too. If labs, well, let's just put it this way. The top 3 breeds, I don't know what number 4 is. I think number 4 is Beagle or something. Of dogs are all bigger working sporting breeds. So, obviously if you're a young dog trainer that wants to do this for a living and wants to be successful and wants to make money, you're going to gravitate towards, things that you've seen, rather than just telling people, and those people that called me from Arizona, again, they got a call about a deaf dog. People with deaf dogs, I don't know, to me it seems like the first thing they do is go, and for whatever reason, they find this really old video of this deaf American Bulldog that belonged to my friend Jennifer. And I don't know, she's my Facebook friend. I have to ask her if he's still alive. But that's, if you said what, I wanted to make a difference. And it would be honestly, if you could spark an inspiration in a 20 or 30-year-old dog trainer, dog trainers in their 20s and 30s, these are the people that have the next 30 years to work on this. I'll be dead in 30 years. Someone's like, no, I will be.
Yes.
I will be.
I want to.
I will be. Yeah, the life expectancy. What they've forgotten is, hatred being, Facebook being such a bastion for hatred and bullying. I mean, do you really think I'd even know who this Eileen is? If it wasn't for her bullying me. But that's the reality. You have got to get out there and not even just inspire these people, give them this school of thought. You've got all these other people out there poisoning them with stuff they know couldn't be right. Because if you've got all these people saying, oh, that's cruel and all that, then how does cruelty continue in the world of social media? It doesn't. You've got Cesar Millan on there. Oh my God. Because this dog, he needs to get a collar. Or he doesn't know how to use it right, though. That's the problem. But this Jack Russell, that apparently they have these pet pigs or something, and I had been seeing it on Facebook, but I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know what they were talking about till today. So there's this Jack Russell or something, and it like attacks these pet pigs in their home or something. So he has his pet pigs on his property or whatever where he lives, and then the dog apparently just, I don't know if they're trying to train it. I mean, obviously, if you're letting a Jack Russell loose around a pig and you don't have an e-collar on it, you're not going to get it back. So apparently it takes a chunk out of the pig's ear. Now all these people are in an uproar, but I mean, what they need to understand is there are people, go on YouTube, these people are sicking pit bulls and all these dogs on pigs viciously. I mean, they even have TV shows of Hog Wild and all that where they're killing pigs. It's such a conflicted, and I mean, that kid Tremaine unfriended me. I'm sure, I don't even look to see if people unfriended me anymore. I just noticed that I don't see them in my feed anymore. But, he put a picture of a pit bull attacking a hog that was obviously in pain and, reaching back to get at this giant pit bull. And I said, that's upsetting to me, and I'm really not even a bleeding heart. And I said, I understand what you use these dogs for. People around here hog hunt all the time. They take packs of dogs out in the woods and sick them on deer. To me, that's beyond cruel. There was someone today had a video of these dogs chasing down this rabbit, and these men watching it. I said, it's beyond me that that's considered sport, because it's watching terror is what it's watching. So if e-collars is as bad as these people say, you'd be watching terror. I don't see it. Shut down, maybe not terror. Anyway, so yeah, they need to go on there and see what you're considering cruelty is going on. They're probably, God knows how many of those videos they're uploading. And I mean, they've got spotlights on them. It's out in the dark and stuff. But you can see, I mean, they're just mauling, just viciously. Pigs have thick skin. I mean, that's why they, and they get them by the ears and stuff. If I was to train that bull and terrier to go after hogs, it would go right for the ear. You see how it goes for these other dogs' ears. Well, not always. I guess they did go for Boney's butt the other day. So, that's what's going on. We're back to our mission. And if Stacy wants me to remove those videos from Eileen's blog, because if she puts anything else back on there, but I really can't even say that, because she does drive a lot of people to my channel, like 4 a month, it said. But I just told you to. That's the result of, and I'm satisfied. She knows what I think, but she's not a factor. I mean, you cannot inspire, you can't be a dog trainer that and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. the e-collar will never be banned in this country, and it does all go back to the alpha male thing. Countries that ban it don't have alpha males to stand up for it. So that's why it is, and whether we want to believe that or not, the world isn't run by little old ladies with a clicker. The world is run by alpha males, whether we want to believe that or not. That's who runs the world. So that's why I'll never get banned here. The entities that would have to be gone through, AKC for one. And if all these anti-e-collar people, move on AKC, because to me it's almost bizarre. If you go on the AKC website, Summer probably doesn't know this. One of their big sports is coon hunting. The fact that they can't even say raccoon, they have to shorten it down. I mean, Jesus, you don't get any more good old boyish than this. Am I wrong? They've got all these. There's multiple breeds. I used to work at this kennel where they did that on the side. They used to make me go. It was terrifying. Yeah, it was terrifying.
What'd you guys do?
I'd go out in the woods, and these dogs would, get these raccoons up in the tree. They had freezers.
Dead.
No, they would climb up in a tree, and then they would stay up there barking out in the woods in the dark until you found them, and then they would shoot the raccoon out of the tree. It's, it's like it's.
It's fun if it ate them.
I think they made them into hats. I know they had a freezer full of them. It was terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh, they have multiple breeds of dogs that do that. That's how evolved of a sport it is. It's like very Beverly Hillbillies or whatever, just hillbillies. Oh, now I'll probably get hate grit from that, but they've, I think, got. If I had to guess, they use the. Collars that have GPS and stuff, because these things just run off. There was a story one time, and I'm not sure if it was a coon dog. It was a hunting dog. I'll look it up. I'll look up the story and find it and put it on the Understanding dog training thing. Where this guy had one of those beeper collar, and they're way more sophisticated now, but he used to have this big antenna thing, and you could locate the dog by virtue of, I think it was GPS, and it would beep or something. So they're, looking for the dog. They start getting a beep. They start, looking like, I guess it got sort of like a metal detector or something. It got stronger when you got. So yeah, they got closer and closer and closer and closer, and finally realized the only thing they were close to was this big water hole in the ground. No.
The dog was in there.
No. Oh, it was in there, all right, in the stomach of the gator.
Oh,
The collar was in the gator. This was in Oak Hill. I think I told this story one time before. And I don't know whether they killed it right then, but there had been for years dogs going missing. These people, not being the brightest bulbs, thought there was a dog thief. And I'm sure most of these dogs were, honestly, Oak Hill, especially back then, were scrub mutts.
Reds.
Scrub mutts. But they thought someone was stealing them for years. They get this gator. I'm going to find the story. There was a picture, too, a long time ago. I could never find the picture. And they cut this thing open, and it was full of dog collars. Full of dog collars. Tags, everything. The mystery of the dog thief was solved. So in a way, they were right. So this thing had learned, and it was probably on some trail or something, lay up there, and those dogs probably, especially those hounds and stuff, yeah, here he comes. And yeah, it was like some 15-foot gator full of dog collars. full of them.
Did that happen?
That was just like, no, I thought it was Oak Hill. It was actually somewhere else, somewhere in Florida. Somewhere sort of like Oak Hill, you know, kind of swampy area. And this was like back in the 80s or something, so you know it was even really more backwoodsy back then. But yeah, that's what they thought. All right, guys, we gotta go to a few videos. Bye, guys.